gusto ko po, meron na pong nakasuhan na employee hindi po nagbigay ng minimum wage at
May kaso.
meron pong nakulong.
Meron may kaso.
Hindi po ako nagbibiro, seryoso po ako ha. Gusto ko po by next year, meron pong employer na hindi po nagbibigay sumusunod doon sa minimum wage law.
Baga parang babayaran naman ng gobyerno bilang partnership. Kasi ang alam ko sa isang peace agreement, partnership yun eh. Dalawang partido yun na nag-uusap. At ang pinakamahalaga, dahil gobyerno na rin naman ang BARM, at gobyerno talaga na tumatakbo at maganda ang ginagawa.
Napakagandang interpellation po ni Senator Robin Padilla. Dami nating natutunan.
Mukhang nagagalingan yung ibang senador dyan kay Robin Padilla kumpara kay Senador Raffy Tulfo dyan sa hearing sa Senado. At ayon yan sa isang senador, marami silang natutunan sa interpellation po ni Robin Padilla. Nako, samantalang si Senador Raffy Tulfo kasi, napapansin po natin pag nagsasalita siya, andun yung gigil, di natin alam kung nagigigil ba siya or napipikon na doon po sa gusto niyang imbestigahan ba o gusto niyang malaman. Pero si Robin Padilla ay iba naman yung pamamaraan. Kaya tanong po ng ilan, sino ba talaga ang idol ng taong bayan dyan sa Senado? Si Robin Padilla or si Raffy Tulfo? Panoorin po natin yung hearing nila at kayo na pong balang humusga kung sino po yung magaling pagdating sa batas at idol nyo kung sino man yan. Ito, umpisa natin.
Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity, and acknowledge the presence of its officials, headed by our good friend, as friend of the Senate Secretary, Carlito Galvez Jr. And to sponsor the measure, I move that we recognize the distinguished gentleman from Davao and Bohol, no other than Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Thank you.
The consideration of the budget of the Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity is now in order for today's interpellation. Senators De La Rosa and Pimentel are recognized.
May we recognize the sponsor, Mr. President,
Yes,
Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Senator De La Rosa is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Majority Leader. Mr. President, for the record, your Senate Committee on Finance recommended budget for the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity is 6,997,185,000, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you, distinguished colleague, the sponsor of the measure. Mr. President, first to interpolate the budget of the Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity is no other than the distinguished gentleman from the great province of Nueva Ecija and Camarines Norte, no other than Senator Robin Hood Padilla. I move that he be recognized.
Senator Padilla is recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo, at sa ating pong pinunong mayurya. Isang magandang paggabi po sa ating ginagalang at iniidolong senador, sa Senator General Bato de la Rosa. Isang magandang gabi po. At sa lahat po ng bumubuo ng OPAPRO. A'udhu billahi minasyaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Bismillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mahal na Ginoong Pangulo, ang usapin po ng kapayapaan ay isang bagay na dapat ay niyayakap ng bawat Pilipino. Sapagkat ang kapayapaan, ito po ang susi para tayo po ay magkaroon ng tunay na pag-unlad. Hanggat meron po tayong tinatawag na mga kaaway mismo dito sa loob ng ating bansa, napaka-imposible na magkaroon po tayo ng pag-unlad. Sapagkat ang mangyayari lamang po, para lang tayo naglolokohan, magkakaroon tayo ng mga pag-unlad na infrastruktura, Pero gigibain din natin pag nagkaroon tayo ng gera, pagkatapos ng gibaan, gawaan uli, lokohan po ang tawag doon. Kaya ako po ay sumusuporta dito sa OPA-Pro sapagkat ito pong kanilang misyon ay hindi lamang po sa usapin ng isang bayan, isang probinsya, kung hindi para po sa buong Pilipinas. Kaya po sana, ang hinihingi ko po sa ating bulwagan ay mabigyan po natin ng sapat na pansin at sapat na budget pa ang OPA-Pro. Pero, mahal na Ginoong Pangulo, sa lahat po ng pagkakataon, siyempre, kailangan po ang output. Hindi po pwede na wala tayong output. Kailangan po natin maintindihan ng bawat Pilipino kung papaano po nakukumbinsi ng ating mga bayani, kung ano pong tatawagin ang aking kaibigan na si Secretary Galvez at ang bumubuo po ng OPA-Pro, kung paano po nila nakukumbinsi yung mga combatants, yung mga tinatawag po nating mga rebelde na nanumbalik na sa ating pamahalaan na hindi na bumalik uli sa pakikipaglaban. Ganon din po yung kanilang mga anak o mga apo o mga kamag-anak. Kasi po, ang nangyayari sa aking pong obserbasyon, lumalahok ang mga nakatatandang miyembro ng mga rebelde. Sila ay pumapasok uli sa gobyerno, sila uli ay nanunumbalik, pero katulad po na nangyari sa Marawi Siege, yung kanilang mga anak, kanilang mga apo, ay hindi nila nakumbinsi. Ito ay humawak uli at humawak ng armas. Ganon din po sa mga Abu Sayyaf. Yung mga Abu Sayyaf ay mga apo, mga anak ng mga MNLF. Kaya po sana, mahal na Ginoong Pangulo, hayaan niyo po akong makapagtanong ng mga ilan pong mga punto. Katulad po, halimbawa, magmula po ba noong nagkaroon tayo ng, baka po lang may record po kayo, magmula po nagkaroon ng peace agreement, balik lang po natin, magmula po doon sa panahon ng, kung meron lang po, ang panahon po ng MNLF at ng, hindi po MILF, ng MNLF at ng gobyerno natin, magkano po ba ang naibigay ng ating gobyerno sa MNLF? Kung meron lang po kayong record, kung may existing po, mahal na Ginoong tagapamahala.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sa ngayon, actually ang hawak nila ngayon na records ay limited lang muna dito sa MILF, Your Honor. But as far as the MNLF history is concerned, as far as their institutional memory is concerned, ang binigay po ng gobyerno sa mga MNLF ay limited lamang sa integration. Meaning, yung mga MNLF combatants doon na nagsurrender, yung bumalik sa gobyerno ay na-integrate sa Armed Forces of the Philippines at saka sa Philippine National Police. So yun lang po ang naibigay. Unlike yun sa MNLF. Unlike sa MNLF ngayon, medyo mas comprehensive yung kanilang natatanggap na socio-economic assistance package. Yung isang MNLF combatant ngayon ay nakakatanggap ng initial cash assistance na 100,000 pesos. Plus, meron silang livelihood programs and other socio-economic assistance, estimated study grants, skills training, and social protection based on the result of the needs assessment conducted for each of the decommissioned combatant at an average cost of around 1 million pesos per combatant. Kasama na yung buong package niya na
Sa bawat
Your
isang,
Honor.
opo, sa bawat isang surrendery po yun.
Yes po.
Sa MLF po yun.
Pero ang cash dyan is 100,000.
100,000.
Lamang.
Opo.
All others are given in kind. But that amounts to almost around 1 million per decommissioned combatant.
Magmula po noong ginoong tagapamahala, magmula po noong nagkapirmahan at pumasa at nagawa ang BARM, ilan na po ba ang combatants na nag-surrender ng kanilang mga armas? At ilan na po ang nakakuha nitong package na ito na nakakahalagang 1 million?
Sa kasalukuyan, Your Honor, a total of 26,132 MILF forces and 4,625 weapons have been decommissioned under Phase 1, 2, and 3. Pagdating sa gastos na naibahagi sa kanila ay yung national government po ay nakapag-allocate pa ng over 19 billion pesos na pamana projects from 2017 to 2022 across the country. The pamana supports the building of peaceful, progressive, and conflict-resilient communities and boosting economic activities in the region where they have been implemented. So far through pamana, 19 billion pesos na po ang nagastos ng ating gobyerno.
Ilan na lang po bali ang nananatili? Nasa 40,000 combatants, mga 15,000 na lang po ba?
Around 14,000,
About
Your Honor.
14,000. Lahat po ito, ginoong tagapamahala, nagkaroon na ng livelihood.
26,000, Your Honor.
Kasama po dito yung bahay. Meron po ba silang bahay? May housing po ba sila?
Ongoing daw yung pabahay para sa kanila that will start 2024. Nag-start na. Mag-start 2024, Your Honor.
Okay po. Magkano po ba ang budget para po sa decommissioning ng MILF forces po natin ngayon? Ngayon pong 2024. Magkano po?
Your Honor, there is a total of 9.7 billion pesos is needed to fulfill the targeted normalization program for fiscal year 2024. Of the total funding requirements for
9 billion po, 9 billion.
9.7 billion.
Para
Ang
po
requirement.
Dun,
Requirement
para po
para-
dun sa natitirang 14,000?
Yes po, Your Honor. Ito po yung kinakailangan.
Magkano po ang na-approve itong 2024?
Ang na-approve is only 899,000, 899,314,900.
Aba,
So-
parang 10% lang yata yun ah.
Less than.
Opo,
Mas mababa pa sa 10%.
Aba, paano po yun? Paano po yun? Ilang libo po yun? Doon sa 800 million na yun, ilang libo po yun? 1,000? 1,400, malamang. 1,400 lang. Paano po kaya yung matitira?
We expect with the lack of funding support, we expect really, Your Honor, that the normalization program will be delayed and delayed again.
Mahal na ginoong tagapamahala, medyo lungkot po ito sapagkat ilang taon na rin po nangyari ang peace agreement. Marami na din po siyempre ang ating, pagka sinabi po nating combatants kasi ito po yung ground. ito po yung tinatawag nating nasa grassroots. Sila yung totoo. Pagka ganito po na, paano po ba ang mangyayari? Every year, 10% lang? O wala pang 10% ang pwede nating bigyan? Di ba po meron niyang palugit sa batas? Meron pong sinasabi sa batas ang palugit niyan?
Totoo po, Your Honor, ang palugit na binigay ng batas ay hanggang 2 taon na lang. So, within 2 years, the normalization phase should have been completed, the normalization program. So, kung hindi ito mapunduhan ngayon, normal na madelay na naman. So, hopefully, next year, mapunduhan ito para hahabulin ng ating OPA-PRO, ng ating mga in charge dito, yung normalization process.
Opo. Kasi po, Ginoong tagapamahala, tunay pong napakahalaga na mayroong tayong independent na BARM na hinahangaan po natin sapagkat ayon po sa mga statistics, nagpe-perform very well ang BARM. At katunayan, pati ang kanilang sa poverty na paglalabanan nila, pati ang kanilang agriculture, maganda. Pero kapag yung mga combatants ang hindi natin nabigyan ng pansin, magiging suliranin nito. Sapagkat sa isang, sabihin na po natin, ang BARM ay isang probinsya na masasabi natin na napakalaki ang kanyang sinasaklawan. Sabihin na nating mahusay ang gobyerno, magaling ang gobyerno, pero ang tanong, sa batang edad ng pagkakatatag ng BARM, hindi pa nararamdaman ng mga nasa baba yung progreso na yun. At ang nakikipaglaban para doon sa progreso na yun ay yung mga combatants na hinihikayat natin na wag nang bumalik sa pakikipaglaban sa gobyerno. Pero eto tayo ngayon, kulang tayo ng pondo. Nakakalungkot lamang po yan sapagkat sa inyo po bang kaalaman na mahal na tagapamahala, magkano po ba ang block grant natin sa BARM?
The annual block grant of BARM is around 70.5 billion, Your Honor.
Kapag sinabi pong block grant, yan po'y binibigay natin ng buo ng walang question.
Yes po.
Opo.
And they're free to spend it
Kung saan po nila
on their
gustong
own.
dalhin.
Yeah, according to their budget that is formulated by their own parliament.
Bukod po doon, meron pa po ba tayong binibigay ang national government sa BARM?
Yes, Your Honor, we are giving them annually the special development fund of 5 billion pesos within the next in the next 10 years from the enactment into law of the BOL. 10 years na magbibigay tayo ng 5 billion pesos annually for a special development fund that will be used for the repair of the damages in the war-torn areas in in southern Philippines.
Bali, lumalabas po na parang nasa 76 billion? Parang ganun po ba? Ilan po yun? 70
billion yung kanilang
plus
annual
5.
block grant.
So, parang
Plus 5,
so,
so
mga 75.
75, around
Plus.
75. Yeah.
Buo po natin binibigay yan. Opo. Sa inyo po bang palagay, mahal na tagapamahala, ano po ang mas mahalaga sa ngayon sa OPA-PRO? Yung po bang binibigay natin na 75 billion, siyempre, mahalaga yon. Pero ano po ba? Yung combatants, kung pwede po ba natin, may timbangan tayo, ano po ba ang ating prioridad? Mabigyan po natin maibsan natin yung ating mga ipinangako dito sa mga combatants, maibsan natin, maitawid natin, matupad natin ang kanilang mga pangako, ang ating mga pangako sa kanila, o maibigay natin yung 70 billion at 5 billion na yan. Ano po ba ang sa palagay po ninyo? Kasi ang gobyerno, alam ko naman po na tayo nga po kapos na kapos din ang gobyerno. Kailangan po tayo may priority. Ano po ba dapat ang priority natin?
Well, Your Honor, before I answer your question about priority, I would like to correct my earlier statement that actually it is correct yung 70 billion na annual block grant plus 5 billion special development fund and another 5 billion share in taxes, fees and charges collected in the BARM. So a total of 80 billion, 80.5 billion yung natatanggap ng BARM government annually. So going back to your question about prioritization, well, para sa akin, right now, I can answer you that para sa akin, parehong kailangan talaga yon. Dalawa, they are on equal footing dahil nga, itong namang block grant ay ginagamit po ito sa kanilang pagpapatakbo ng kanilang gobyerno. Sigurado, kung bibigyan ito ng least priority, it will defeat the purpose of having a BARM government. But yung patungkol naman doon sa mga armado na mga combatants na kailangan natin talagang i-priority yung normalization, no? I agree with you na napakahalaga po niyan. In fact, if you want immediate peace, instant peace, and lasting peace, ay talagang dapat yon ang mauna. Dahil wag sanang masamain yung ating posibleng habang andyan pa sila, hindi pa sila na decommission. Well, kung meron kang armas, it's normal that you will be madali kang may tsansa na matim ka talaga to commit crimes. So, kung ma-decommission na ito sila at nabigyan na ng socio-economic package, then I'm sure lasting peace will prevail all over the area of the BARM area.
Tama po kayo, ginong tagapamahala. Parehas po talaga itong may bigat sa timbangan. Pero noong ako po ay nakapanood minsan ng isang parang sa budget din yata yun sa mababang kapulungan, sa malaking kapulungan, nabanggit po ng isang mambabatas doon ang patungkol sa unused funds ng BARM. At ang pagkakadinig ko po parang nasa 50 billion yata yun, 50 billion. Meron po ba kayong knowledge dito patungkol po sa unused funds ng BARM na hindi po nagamit?
Well, meron lang akong narinig, Your Honor, na hapyaw, but as to the details, aalamin ko pa po yung details tungkol dyan sa unused funds na yan.
Kaya ko po lang naitanong, ito po bang, halimbawa, ito po ay meron talagang unused funds. Hindi po ba natin pwedeng kausapin ang BARM na ponduhan muna itong 8 billion para po sa kanilang mga combatants? Hanggat wala tayo, hanggat inaantay pa natin. Hindi naman po yan thank you lang. Kumbaga, parang babayaran naman ng gobyerno. Bilang partnership, kasi ang alam ko sa isang peace agreement, partnership yun Dalawang partido yun na nag-uusap. At ang pinakamahalaga, dahil gobyerno na rin naman ang BARM, at gobyerno talaga na tumatakbo at maganda ang ginagawa, At kita naman sa mga statistics na sila'y talagang mahusay, pero merong combatants na naiwan eh. Kailangan natin harapin yun eh. Hindi natin pwedeng hindi harapin at sasabihin lang natin sa kanila, then next year kayo. Then next year kayo. Hindi pwedeng puro next year. Ang taong nasa ground na tunay na nakakadanas ng kahirapan sa 24 oras na umiikot ang panahon, hindi natin pwede sabihin, next year na kayo. Yun lamang po, parang para sa akin, baka kung meron naman sa pamamagitan po ng magaling na pakikipag-usap ng aking kaibigan na si Secretary General Galvez. Baka lang, kung wala naman tayong nilalabag na batas, kung ito naman madadaan sa mabuting usapan, bakit hindi po natin gawin?
Well, napakaganda po yung panukala mo, Your Honor. Siguro it's about time that the national government talks to the BARM government at pag-usapan ito. This is a good option. Napakaganda po itong option na ito. Barring any legal complications.
Opo,
Kung wala
opo.
naman tayong malalabag na batas, then baka magandang pakiusapan. Kasi nga, right now, when we say about obligations or whatever, BARM is not legally mandated to contribute to the government of the Philippines for normalization. It is not mentioned in the annex on normalization nor in the Bangsamoro Basic Law. But, as you have said, as you have clearly pointed out, it is a very good option, and that recommendation is very, should I say, napakaganda. Magtagalog na rin ako. Napakagandang suggestion po yan. That would be, if that suggestion will be accepted by both parties, by the BARM and the national government, then we can call that the Padilla recommendation. The Padilla recommendation that will end all problems in the Bangsamoro region.
Inshallah, mahal na tagapamahala. Sapagkat naniniwala po ako na parehong maganda ang intensyon ng
Yes.
gobyerno at ng BARM. At ito pong magandang intensyon na ito, makikita lamang po natin ang magandang kinabukasan ng BARM kung ang mga combatants ay tunay po na mararanasan nila ang progreso.
Yes, Your Honor, but if I may, with your permission, I would like to ask the minority leader if the unused funds of BARM after one fiscal year, will it be returned to the national government or not? It stays with them. So okay, if it stays with them, then
Discretion na po nila, di
yeah,
ba po?
that's a good discretion
Discretion na
nila
po
yun, how
nila,
to
opo.
deal with that fund. So, thank you, minority leader, for that information.
Mr. President, with the permission of our colleagues, but parang may fiscal autonomy concept na rin po yan sila. So it's
Yes.
the assembly which should now enact the budget ordinance. So pwedeng pakiusap pero obligasyon natin yun parang sa isang agreement. So we can alleviate the situation na merong sumasalo in the meantime, but still masisingil ang national government sa kanyang commitments, Mr. President.
That's correct.
Yan ang expectation ng other party, other contracting.
Thank you, minority leader, for that input.
Yun po, mahal na tagapamahala, yun naman po yung ating mungkahi na kung tunay talaga ang intensyon ng bawat isa, hindi dapat to mauwi sa usapin ng pera. Sapagkat ang pera, yan ay instrumento lamang. Hindi yan ang buhay. Itong ating pinag-uusapan dito ay kung paano mabubuo ang bansa. At ang bansa, hindi yan mabubuo kung ang tao sa loob niyan ay hindi masaya.
Yes, I agree.
Ang kailangan, itong mga taong napangakuan natin napangakuan natin na magiging maayos ang kanilang mga buhay, dapat nating gawin. At yan ay sa loob na lamang ng 2 taon.
2 taon.
At bilang tayo ay partner, ako'y naniniwala na partner natin ng BARM. Bagamat sila ay may tinatawag natin na may autonomy. Sila ay may, sinasabi nga natin, sila ay malaya. Pero nasa isang bansa tayo. Tayo pa rin ay nasa isang bandila. At dapat yung bandila na yan ang sagisag ng ating pagkakaisa. Hindi usapin ng peso sign. Dapat tayo ay nagkakasama-sama, tayo ay lumalakad patungo sa tinatawag nating progreso, pwede natin iisang tabi lahat. In every rule, sabi nga nila. Ituloy mo na yung English na yun.
There is an
Sa
exception. Yes, Your Honor, alam po ninyo, yung sinasabi mo kanina na, yan nga, aside from their fiscal autonomy, they have political autonomy. Alam nyo yung, nakalimutan ko to, dahil pilit kong tinatagalog yung gusto kong sabihin.
Englishin mo, boss!
Akala mo, magaling rin mag-English, no? But anyway, Your Honor, nakalimutan ko na tuloy. Yung, you know, naalala ko na. I hate to use the term GPH, Government of the Philippines, and the BARM. I hate to use that term because para bang ina-alienate mo yung BARM from the Government of the Philippines, GPH. Yan kasi ginagamit ng term. But right now, I don't want to use that term. I want to use the national government, the term national government, rather than GPH. They're always using GPH. Para bang Government of the Philippines in one side and BARM in the other side, para bang hiwalay sila sa gobyerno natin. And they are still part of the Philippine government. That is why we are giving them black grant because they're still part of the Philippine government. They're part of our territory. Kaya nga, I hate to use that term GPH. I want to use national government. That's more for purposes of unity. That is more appropriate. I think so. They are in agreement with me. So, that's it, Your Honor.
Apo. Maraming salamat po, Ginong Tagapamahala. Yun lamang po ang aking gustong imungkahi at iparating sa OPAPRO. Ako naman po ay katulad ng sinabi ko kanina sa umpisa pa lang, ako po ay 100% nakasuporta sa OPAPRO mula noon hanggang ngayon. Ako po ay nasa likod nila sa usapin ng kapayapaan at ang akin lang pong iminungkahi ay upang magdire-diretso na. Huwag na po natin hayaan pa na ma-impluwensyahan pa ng mga dayuhang maling ideolohiya yung mga bata sa BARM. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Tagapamahala at sa lahat po ng bumubuo ng OPAPRO. Ganun din po sa inyo, Ginoong Pangulo. Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat din po sa ating pinunong minorya.
Maraming salamat, Your Honor. Rest assured, lahat tayo dito, kahit na yung mga kameraman na yan, kahit na yung kung sino mang nandito, pati mga janitor, lahat tayo ay gusto kahit na sila ay mamusliman o makristyano, lahat tayo ay gusto talaga ng kapayapaan. So, nagkakaisa po tayo dito. Maraming salamat po, Your Honor.
Senator Pimentel is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Napakagandang interpellation po ni Senator Robin Padilla. Dami nating natutunan. Namulat yung ating mga mata sa actual situation at pati dun sa ating mga past commitments na dapat di natin nalilimutan. Ang magandang point na lumabas po is meron pala tayong 2-year left in the time frame that we have to comply with our commitments under the decommissioning annex.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so,
2 years.
And then, tama ba yung pagkaintindi ko? For the 2024 NEP, we are not funding anything doon? Or kulang?
Kulang na kulang talaga.
Yung ba yung 10% na nabanggit kanina? Or less than 10% na nabanggit kanina? Yun po yun?
Yes, Your Honor. Less
So,
than 10%.
yeah, so, maling strategy po yata yun na if we have only 2 more years. Is it 2 more years or 2 more years after 2024? Or 3 more years from now? Ano ba?
Your Honor, supposed to be the decommissioning phase is only up to year 2022. But it was extended up
Nag-extend
to
na tayo.
2025. So, more or less 3 years, 2 years remaining, Your Honor.
Sige po, pero parang maling strategy, parang hindi proportional yung ating budgeting, no? Parang may balloon, we need to fund it in bulk during the last few years, no? So there's something wrong with our approach. So siguro if the secretary can discuss this budget sa cabinet, you know, that the Senate has his support on this. Pero of course, it's a question of the availability of resources kasi 9.7 billion is what we need to fund for the next 2 years, bale. Okay, sige po. We get it, Mr. President. Oh, sige. So with that realization, may wish list pa ba ang OPAPRO? Do you have a wish list for 2024? Na hindi pa po nakasama sa aming Senate Committee report. Tandaan natin, ang Senate Committee report namin, saan na ba yun? Increased eh. Even increase your budget. Yes.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
yung kanilang wishlist ay nakalagay naman sa unprogram.
Ayun. Okay.
Unfunded, unprogram.
Unprogram.
Ha? Unprogram. So, unprogram, Your Honor.
The entirety of the wish list, nasa unprogram.
Yes, Your
okay, so
Honor.
okay.
It's a total of 899 million
Okay.
766 thousand.
Okay. The budget reflects the priorities of the administration. So kung lahat po ng inyong wishlist ay in-accommodate sa budget na prepared by the executive branch, that means you are really being prioritized by the administration.
No, it's the Senate version, Your Honor. We're the ones who placed
Yes,
this,
sir. But our Senate version, ang adjustment natin, 51 million lang. 51.5 million. Internally, nag-adjust po tayo internally, meaning to say we decrease some amounts and then we increase some items to the same amount. So,
Yes, Your
hindi
Honor.
gumalaw yung... So, since yan na po yung pinag-usapan natin, may we know saan anong adjustments ni subcommittee? Ano po yung ginalaw natin sa amounts sa OPAPRO budget, Mr. President?
We have realigned the 51 million from the capital outlay to MOOA to fund the coordination, monitoring, and evaluation activities of the Pamana program, Your Honor. Plus the DAN program.
Yes, okay. So, yung program, pag-usapan na lang. Well, anyway, basta it reflects the priorities of the administration, pero better still sana kung nasa program. But at least, nandyan po tayo sa budget in the program. And we have a chance may chance pa rin ma-fund po yan, Mr. President. Siguro, appeal na lang to the Secretary and to the entire office to address the COA items. No? So, try your best, try your very best. Minanan lang po ninyo yung issues na yon. And then, na-accommodate po ba natin yung request ng National Amnesty Commission, Mr. President? kasama doon sa ating
Yes,
committee report?
yes, Your Honor. Kasama po lahat.
Ang figure kasi sa akin, ang request is 60 million. Paano natin na-accommodate yun when we made adjustments of 50...
The 60 million na
51.5 million. Ang
60
adjustments
million.
natin, 51.5. Ang request is 60 million. Paano natin na-accommodate po yun?
no, it's included in the unprogram, Your Honor.
Saan
The
program
60.
na ilagay?
60. Unprogram.
Okay. Sige, and then, can we get the reaction of the Secretary? There's a request that we introduce a special provision that the amount of 88,469,000 appropriated herein under the locally funded projects shall be lodged directly with NAC, the National Amnesty Commission, and used exclusively for the operationalization and implementation of the programs, activities, and projects of the NAC. Is this?
Yes, Your Honor, it's already
It's
included
already-
in our committee report. Yes,
Thank
Your
you
Honor.
very much. So, very proactive ang ating subcommittee chair na yung aking opisina ay behind na sa curve. Nagawa na. So, ako papunta pa lang, pabalik na si chairman na done that na po siya.
But it's not unprogram, ha? Program yan. Program, di ba? Sa special provisions.
Special provision. Okay, the special provision. Yes, siguro. No. So do we have to be clear that we are referring to an appropriation in the unprogrammed?
Additional na po itong 60, Your Honor.
In addition pa to.
Oh, in
Okay.
addition ito.
Okay.
Opo.
In addition to the 88
88,
million
yeah.
po. Okay. Thank
In
you.
addition to the 88.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. So yung 60 million, when if ever these are funded and then released, will follow the spirit of the special provision, directly lodged with the NAC.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ganun na mangyayari. Okay. For as long as that's clear, Mr. President, okay na po, Mr. President. May we get, siguro last topic na lang po, po ito, no? May we get the inputs from the office and from the Secretary on what measures are being taken to address the killings and disappearances associated with the communist insurgency, Mr. President?
Yes, Mr. President, Your Honor, OPAPRO differs to the law enforcement agencies on the measures to address killings and disappearance associated with communist groups. So, makipagtulungan na lang sa law enforcement agencies, Your Honor.
Wala ba tayong parang filosofiya na gusto natin i-share sa kanila o panawagan na, Mr. President? Do we want to be that detached, Mr. President, and para,
Yes, Your Honor, OPAPRO, in coordination with all members of the security cluster, is advocating for the observance of the rule of law. Yung kanilang rules of engagement na mini-maintain ngayon ng Armed Forces of the Philippines ay emphasis noon ay talagang observance of the rule of law. Yung rules of engagement na ino-observe by the Armed Forces of the Philippines. And it is being monitored by the whole security cluster, not only the Department of National Defense, but kasama na dyan lahat, pati na yung DOJ, yung National Security Council, OPAPRO, they are always saying to it that the rules of engagement with emphasis on the observance of the rule of law ay talaga ma-observe in all undertakings by the operating units, Your Honor.
Yeah, and the rule of law puts high value to human life, Mr. President.
Yes,
Basta't implicit, implied na po yan. Titapusin ko. For the same, Mr. President, Senator Tolentino wants to interject something. Say, pare, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, yes,
And
Senator.
if I may add, Mr. President, Your Honor, the armed forces of the Philippines is very consistent every year, topping the list of most trusted government agency, national government agency. So palagi po yan, every year, number one palagi ang armed forces of the Philippines, most trusted. So siguro, that's quite an indicator that the rule of law is really being observed as far as the rules of engagement of the armed forces is concerned.
If okay with the chair recognizes Senator Tolentino.
The permission of the two gentlemen, just a minor interjection, which I think is germane to the topic at hand. May we know from the good sponsor his views on the latest intervention made by a United Nations rapporteur who was here for 10 days, lambasting NTF LCAC program for being anti-human rights because of some perceived violations relative to climate change initiatives. Perhaps the query made by the good minority leader has something to do likewise with this seemingly intrusive misobservance of a foreigner named Mr. Fry delving into our affairs and as to how we should end communist insurgency here. Palagay niyo, tama ba yung sinabi nila na may nakialam na naman, lumabas ngayon, kalalabas lang ata ngayon yung statement?
Maybe, Your Honor, he is one of the most misinformed foreigner who set foot in this country. Baka ang narinig lang niya ng mga na side ay yun doon lang sa kabilang side. Hindi niya napakinggan yung side ng gobyerno.
So was the OPAPRO involved during the visit preparations or of this UN observer? This is a breaking news. Kalalabas lang po nito, mainit-init pa ito.
OPAPRO is not involved,
So hindi
Your Honor.
sila na-involved. So kalalabas lang.
Had they been involved, for sure, magbabago yung paningin ng foreigner na yun sa NTF LCAC.
So
Kung in-involve nila OPAPRO, they will be informed accordingly. Hindi naman po sa porke na sa gobyerno tayo, pero yung tama lang na information dapat nakakarating sa kanila.
So this will be the news for tomorrow that UN observer calling for the recommending that all NTF LCAC activities be stopped. Yes, this is a breaking news. That's why I interjected. Yes, so lahat ng ginagawa titigil na raw kasi it is anti-human rights and it will not end. So it will not end the conflict due to his mission is supposed to be for climate change activities. Hindi ko alam ba't siya napunta ron.
That is why we are in quandary right now, Your Honor. NTF LCAC is all about good governance and delivery of basic services to the communities. And they are not involved in armed confrontation with the enemies of the state. And why they are lambasting the NTF LCAC? Maybe they are being fed with the wrong information, Your Honor. And I hope they can be
totally agree.
corrected.
I totally agree, Mr. President, Your Honor. That's why the peace process is really a very fluid dynamics that would involve not just local conditions, current events, even the appropriate resources, allocation of the government, and other societal factors that probably would be beyond the comprehension of foreign observers going here. Mr. President,
Yes, Your Honor, it's very clear.
so
Clear as day.
that will be the news for tomorrow. And your committee just made a response to that observation coming from an alleged UN observer. Thank you, Mr. Minority Leader. Thank you, Mr. President, for allowing this short interjection.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mr. President.
Pimentel is recognized.
So siguro, Mr. President, we after our questioning, it's very clear that the chairman of our subcommittee has designed properly and accurately and appropriately the budget for the OPAPRU for 2024, at least for 2024. No? Lahat ng issues na raise ko, lahat ng proposed amendments ko, tapos na, nagawa na po niya. So, I commend our subcommittee chairman for being an expert on the subject matter and for having anticipated all of the issues and accommodated all of the requests. So, congratulations, Mr. Sponsor, and we wish the OPAPRU, led by Secretary Galvez, all the best. Sir, request na lang, medyo complex kasi itong topics nito. You're implementing or executing a couple of agreements, peace agreements and other agreements with annexes. So always keep us informed, not only of the latest developments, but remind us of what is there, what are the contents of all of these agreements, parati, if possible, para we will appreciate the situation, and then pagdating ng budget process talaga, although the executive has prioritized all of the commitments, we will appreciate it and maybe even suggest some augmentation or support. Pero siyempre, we have to know where to get it. So ganun talaga yung prioritization yan eh. So if this is the priority, that means some will have to, some other PAPs will have to wait because this is the more urgent and prioritized PAPs. So once again, we thank the OPAPRU family, wish them all the best, and congratulate our sponsor, Mr. President. He is very well prepared with the budget that he is defending. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Actually, Mr. President, Minority Leader, kahit naitanong mo pa yung mga questions mo about the COA observations, I am very ready to give you the answers. But you said already that you're no longer going to ask those questions. So we're okay. Thank you, Mr. President, Minority Leader.
Pero by next year, Mr. President, sana kung maminosa na o kung pwedeng totally ma-eliminate na. Pero pag mag-reappear sa next year, then we talk about it. Yes. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Minority Leader. Thank you for that understanding.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we have a very able chairperson of OPAP. And may you know, Mr. President, if the sponsor is listening, may we know, Mr. Sponsor, if the gentleman beside you is from the great province of Bulacan?
Yes, that's how great people from Bulacan.
I will no longer ask questions, Mr. President, and that's why at this juncture I move that we close the period of interpellations and debate and consider the budget of the Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity to be deemed submitted for the body's consideration. I so move, Mr. President.
There's a motion of the Majority Leader to close the period of interpellation and consider the budget of the Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity submitted. Is there any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Ask for a minute suspension, Mr. President.
Session suspended.
Ayan na. Sa napanood nyo, sa tingin nyo, sino yung magaling na senador dyan? Kay Robin Padilla or si Senador Raffy Tulfo? Relax lang ngayon si Robin Padilla, hindi na kagaya nakaraan, ang sabi nila nagkakalat daw sa Senado. Pero iba na. Kasi alam natin, may nagtuturo na po kay Robin Padilla kung paano. Dito naman kay Senador Raffy Tulfo, maraming nagre-react dahil parang lagi daw napipikon, galit. May iba pang nagsasabi di umano na may pagkabastos daw dyan sa Senado. Pero yun po yung mga nababasa nating mga komento. Kayo, anong masasabi niyo po? Dito sa dalawang senador, kasi ito po yung sa ngayon pinaka-popular na mga senador. Robin Padilla, number 1 senador yan. At Senador Raffy Tulfo, napakataas ng trust rating ng taong bayan yan. Comment down below. Hanggang dito na lang. Thank you. Bye-bye.